Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to tell you 5 things that I dislike about the Fiesta ST150. I was going to use the word hate, however it's quite a strong word and I don't think that's very necessary for this car because it's actually not a bad car. I do however feel pretty guilty for making this video today because the car's actually been performing pretty well for me. I've not had any problems, sort of touch wood, at the minute. So I feel pretty bad doing this video, but I'll start off with 5 things I dislike about the car, and obviously if it gets a good reception then I'll tell you 5 things that I like about this car. So one thing I actually do hate doing is washing a car, but I'm actually going to wash the car at the same time as telling you the 5 things that I dislike about it as well. So you could put that on the list, I guess. Washing a car is not the most fun job in the world, but it's got to get done because it looks like a right pig at the minute. But make sure you stay to the end of the video. I promise it won't be too long and you'll get the biggest thing that I hate about this car. The tax on this car is around £280 each year. Now, I understand it's a 2 litre, but it's only pushing out 150 horsepower. It's almost 16 years old, if not older, and you're paying roughly around £24–25 a month for car tax. Now, I know that's not a lot when you pay monthly, but over the grand scheme of things, the Focus I've got sitting in there, that is also the same price, 280 quid. However, that's sort of 212 brake as standard, and this thing is 150 horsepower as standard. They're both similar ages, the Focus is probably a little bit older, and you're paying £280 tax. So if you're a new driver and you just picked one of these up and you're paying £280 tax, you're probably paying quite a heavy premium insurance. The costs will soon add up, so the tax on these is not great. So if you're not happy to spend the money on the tax, just be warned, it's quite pricey. Right, so while we're letting the snow foam dwell on the car, it's probably the worst snow foam that I've ever done, but it's only a weak solution. I'll give you point number 2 for the Fiesta ST that I dislike. So it's a hot topic at the minute, 2022, fuel prices. Ooh, wow. This car used to cost around £45–50 to fill up, and now the other day I filled it up, I reckon, with about £80 worth of fuel. Now I do use the premium stuff for the car, don't ask me why, I just always have done. I don't have a Focus and I do it on the Fiesta. However, £80 to fill up on these cars is not the best, and also with that, the miles per gallon that you get on these cars, again, is horrendous. So on a good journey, I reckon you can get around 30 miles per gallon. If you're sort of poodling along the M25, 70 mile an hour, you'll get decent then. However, driving around town, I drive this to and from the station most days, I drive it to and from the shops every now and again, and it doesn't last that long. However, a good trade-off for miles per gallon is that you do get good smiles per gallon. So I always try and look at a bad point and then try and give you a little bit of a positive. Can't give you any positive on the tax. Tax on these is ridiculous in my last point. Miles per gallon in this, not so great, but smiles per gallon, yeah, pretty good. Right, I hope you like the new angles. I'm trying different angles in the garden because I always take the same boring shot, so I thought, you know what, I'll mix it up a little bit today. So point number 3 on the Fiesta ST150. Now this one took me a while to work out. I've seen lots of comments on Facebook about it all. So this one is the power steering fluid cooking. Now this is a terrible design by Ford in what it does. So the return comes over the engine into the reservoir, and then basically as it's coming over the engine it just ends up cooking itself over time. So I reckon within a year or so of changing the fluid, you'll probably be looking at changing the fluid again. Now if you drive the car hard, then you know, track days and stuff like that, then you're probably going to be looking at changing it a little bit more regularly. However, there is a fix out there for this. Again, another positive spin on a negative comment. There is a company that does a relocation kit. Now something I'm not really bothered about because I'll just end up changing the fluid and I can't be bothered to do the work myself. However, what they do is they have a relocation kit that sits near the battery and washer bottle area, and you can basically relocate the fluid so it doesn't come over the engine, it comes around the front of the engine or around the back of the engine, I can't remember which way it is, and then that way it stops the fluid from cooking, and I've not heard any sort of bad reviews about it. I think from the last time I looked, they're around about 150 quid. However, not something I'm really going to be doing myself. I'll just keep changing the fluid. But yeah, a pretty bad design by Fords. I mean, it's only a small little problem, but a problem nonetheless. Now this is a Ford Fiesta ST150, 150 horsepower, clue is in the name. So this is a 2 litre naturally aspirated engine, and it's in a little pocket rocket of a little Fiesta. So 150 horsepower in this day and age is not really the best, is it? Let's be honest. I think some of the 1.1 litre EcoBoost or the 1.6 EcoBoost are probably pumping out around about 200 horsepower these days. To get these cars up to any sort of decent power, and I reckon unless you're going down the turbocharger route, which I reckon all in probably cost you 3 to 4 grand, correct me if I'm wrong. However, I do think that that is quite pricey to get one of these cars, which is probably going to cost you in the region of between 1,500 to 3 grand at the minute. It's quite an expensive project car, and the turbos, let's be honest, they're not built for turbos. They're probably going to blow up on you. If you don't go down the turbo route, then there is other options that you can do. So you could probably get a front mount intercooler for it, but that's not really give you much gains. So you could probably get a sports cat, you could get an exhaust, you could get a new air filter, you could get a front mount intercooler on the car, and you're probably looking at getting a map on the car. And all in, I reckon that's only going to give you around about 170 to 180 horsepower. So again, not really massive gains for a 2 litre car. Any parts on this car are still expensive. You can buy cheaper brands. Obviously you could get Jom coilovers, for example, which probably cost around 80 quid, or you can get a really good like Gaz gold coilovers, and they're probably in the region of 400 to 500 pound. But you do get what you pay for, trust me. After that, she's looking pretty decent. I've given her a nice clean. I've checked the water levels, they're all good. So the job that I did on the EGR gasket thermostat that was broken, that has actually fixed the problem now. So I'm not losing any more water, so that is good news for me. I said this is a dislike video. Now there is one thing on this car that I actually hate, and I do mean hate. So I'm actually going to take you to that now, and I'm going to show you what that is. Right, so you've just bought yourself a Fiesta ST, not bad condition, cleans up pretty well, and then you get into the car. Need to dry that bit. Now, when you get into the car, you are greeted with this. This is what I hate on the Fiesta ST150s. Now, I know that some did come with black or grey. However, my one come with this lovely blue. All the plastics, nice and grey or black. Nice trims. Okay, plastics are all a bit old and tatty and a bit worn out, etc. But why do that? Why do blue? So there is a little mod that you can do with some shoe polish. I think it's cherry blossom or something. Now, I've mentioned in a few videos that I was going to do it, but I think I'm going to try, because this is one thing I really hate about this car. I just don't see the point in, you know, making all of the car look pretty decent from the outside. If you agree with me, if you've got an ST150, it's probably one of the reasons you bought it. It is probably normally to match the seats. However, obviously I've got the heated leather seats in here at the minute, so the other ones, they've got that lovely blue cloth that runs all the way down the middle. Nice. And yeah, not something that I wanted in a car, so I've upgraded to the heated leather seats, even though these don't work. But that's a future video anyway. Right, so if you made it this far, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a thumb down. If there's anything that you think that you dislike on the Fiesta ST150s, or any car for that matter really, pop it down in the comments, let me know, and I'll be sure to reply to all of you that comment on the video. So if you are new to the channel and you've not watched any of my videos before, then please feel free to have a look at my playlist, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.